guys, so in this video, we're going to go over the 24 rules of investing. Now, if we learn certain principles, then we can continue to use that winning principle over and over again. The reason some of the greatest investors publish books about their principles is because they know if people make the right decisions, they get the right outcomes over a long enough time horizon. So the first rule is, if you can't buy it twice, don't buy it once. When you get into investing, remember that your biggest allocation might be like 10% and not 2 to 5%. So if you can't buy it twice, don't buy it once. If you're worried about it, you can buy insurance for it. You can get insurance on anything. For example, car, home, money, literally anything. So if you're among those people who are afraid of running out of money, you can literally buy money for the rest of your life. You can literally give money and they'll have a guaranteed income until you die, which are called annuities. So if you have a specific concern, just buy insurance for it and know that it's covered. If a deal feels like a grand slam, get a second opinion. Take opinions of like-minded people around you. It's a good, easy decision-making rule for yourself for investing. If you don't know how you can lose money, don't do it until you do. There's always a way to lose money in the deal, and you not only want to find a way to lose money, but you want to find all the ways you can lose money in the deal, right? We're always controlling for the unknown or the unknowable. We want to minimize that to the highest degree possible. So if you don't know how you can lose money, don't do the deal until you do. If it feels rushed, don't do it. A lot of people will try and apply pressure to you. If someone tries to pressure you, pause. If you feel rushed, don't do it. If you only have one deal on the table, don't do the deal. Always have a backup deal. Now, if you only have one deal on the table, you have nothing else to compare it to, and you try to convince yourself that it's a good deal. You always want to have a plethora of options to choose from, and until you get those many options to choose from, don't move forward. If you buy with the intention of selling, you're not investing, you're trading. Investing is about very, very long-term horizons. It's a whole different set of rules. Where you get in trouble is where you're trying to apply business stuff to investing or investing stuff to business. Now, there are different skills to master. If we don't agree, we don't do it. This comes into play when you have a partnership. This can save you from so many mistakes. Now, most entrepreneurial people tend to see more the upside and less downside because they're actually focused on the likelihood of success, which is usually low for most entrepreneurial things, which your partner would never get started. It's good to have a partner who balances that. If they always bend to your will, then they're not actually providing value. There's a reason yin and yang are equally weighed in the symbol. If you don't agree, don't move forward. Even if you have decision-making authority, you must still not move forward until both of you as partners agree and make a decision together. Now, this advice will pay off the most dividends. If it's complicated, pass. If it feels above your head, it probably is. If you have complete understanding of something, the risk goes down because you understand the variables. If you're barely catching on, you might as well be gambling, which is not the way to invest. FOMO means slow down. So if you feel that emotion, you're like, I'm gonna miss out on something. Slow down. This is a decision-making variable. When you feel that emotion, slow down. FOMO preserves your ability to make better decisions over time. And if you apply all these things to all the decisions you make, you'll have outside returns over a longer time period. No diligence, no deal. If you don't get the information you need to make the decision, you don't make the decision. And I know this sounds ridiculous, but many of you do this. You just go off the hype. You go off an email or a phone call. Get the information you need. No model, no deal. Now, if someone doesn't send you their proposal for how something's going to grow, or how something's going to improve, or how they're going to add value, then there should be no deal. You must see the math behind it and the projections and ask yourself, is this reasonable? What assumptions is this based on? Do I think those assumptions are reasonable or probable? And what information can I bring to this decision? What are the things I need to believe that have to be true for this to occur? If someone's non-responsive, no deal. Communication is one of the most important things when you're doing any kind of business in general. When you can judge someone very quickly on how meticulous they are in their responses and how quickly they are to respond in general. It's about expectation setting and expectation meeting. It's one of the easiest ways to build a reputation. Do what you're gonna say what you're gonna do. And if someone's not doing that with you, don't do the deal. If it costs peace of mind, don't buy it. So if anything costs you your sleep, or it's something that you're worried about as a result of making an investment or a purchasing decision, don't buy it because the cost is too high. If it doesn't build your reputation, don't do it. No neutral moves. Your brand and your personal reputation are the only things that you take with you forever, and you absolutely can lose it, and it can be irreparably damaged. If you follow this rule, you continue to reinvest in your reputation, in your personal brand, which gives you compounding returns over your entire lifespan in terms of relationships, in terms of literally financial return in all other aspects of life. Only invest if it builds your reputation. If it doesn't build, don't do it. No track record, no deal. Performance over charisma. The best predictor of future performance is past performance. Now, if you invest in every deal that doesn't have a track record, is that a good way to invest? Probably not. Someone's gonna probably do their deal. It doesn't have to be you. If it's the same thing you've always done well with, do more of it. We as humans or entrepreneurs, we like having variety. But if you have earned well with 3 hard money loans, and they've all been awesome, then you should probably consider doing a 4th, rather than starting to get into crypto day trading. What happens is you start to build your own track record and analyze which things that have worked for you. Once you find something you're starting to get good at, do more of it. Because the thing is that your luck will improve. Always UnderBorrow. Any number, no matter how big it is, multiplied by 0 is still 0. You must be risk averse when it comes to debt. Debt introduces risk into any equation. If you're gonna borrow, then UnderBorrow, because there's a likelihood over a long enough time rise, if you borrow on a consistent basis, you'll get 0. So always UnderBorrow, then you won't make as much money, but you won't lose either. Ask stupid questions. Define terms, draw pictures, see examples, and if you can't draw it back, you don't get it. There's no advantage to somebody thinking you know more than you do not, but there is advantages to you knowing more than they think you do. Always play the fool. If we're not in the GP, we're not on the deal. Once you have 10, 20, 30 million in investable assets, just say I want a part of the GP. Now GP is general partner. The people with general partners are basically the people who run the thing. So they get a piece of the pie versus the limited partner who actually invests the money. Do only those deals that are part of the GP to make sure that we have a part of the people who are really running this thing. If it's a bad person, it's a bad deal. There are so many reasons you should not do a deal. You should be saying no way more than you should be saying yes. No contract, no deal. Now, contracts serve the purpose of setting clear expectations. Anyone who says, I only do handshake deals, I don't do contracts, just run. If you're the one people are doing business with, pretend like the contract doesn't exist. You absolutely want to be clear when you're writing the contracts and the terms, but then as soon as the process is over, live as though the contract doesn't exist. Negotiate it as though it's the only thing that matters. If you go on the defensive when you're contracting, but you go on the offensive when you're in delivery, you kind of get the best of both worlds. Thank you guys for watching this video. Do hit like if you found it informative, and we'll see you guys soon.